Alright, we got our impeller over here and we dressed up the weld or braze here for the crack, and that looks really good. Nice and uniform, and you can see how that's turning real nice and it's not wobbling anymore. I'm real happy with that. We went ahead and we put this in the pre-jaw. Now we're going to be claiming a new hole here. And after we get done machining it, broaching the key, and getting this to fit for the shaft, we're going to set it up on the shaft, and then we're going to skim the ODs and everything else that are going to be running so that they run in true concentric with the shaft. Right now, this is fluctuating. It pretty much stays in one spot, and it has a little slight bulge that jumps out a little bit. We're going to call that straight, and we're going to go ahead and start boring it right there. You can see our build up there. We'll get you back in another angle there when we get ready to bore that. Difference right here and kind of get that cleaned up. So we have a face here. And we're coming in here and we're just kind of like touching that off right there so we know where that face is at. Alright. Okay, that's almost 200,000 up off of that surface there. We know that that's really only about 1/8 of an inch, or it only needs to be 1/8 of an inch there. So we're going to face off about 100,000 right here, and then we're going to set up the boring bowl. Okay, now that surface there is about 125 by my dial there. If I'm just touching or setting it in a static mode there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to call that 0, and we're going to go ahead and set up our bar now and start boring that. That's our first cut. Right there is almost all the way through from the other side. You got a little bit of a hollow in there, but it looks like it's pretty well picking up. Now, we still have quite a bit of material come out of this, so we're looking good so far. .1243. And this diameter is 1 3/8. So we got about 1/8 of an inch yet to come out of this thing. Okay, we're doing real good. We're sneaking up on this pretty good. There is a little hollow here. Right in that area right there, alright? But we can have the key in on this side here. So Let's get across here on some virgin material here. Okay, that's a little more like it. We're at like 345. And we got to go out to 375. Alright, so we're going to take 10. Alright, to leave a 5,000 finish cut. Okay, just finished our last skim, and we do have a little bit of a holiday in here, but we're 100% ring on that back side and on this side here, and we just have a little area here. Now we're going to be broaching the keyway in line with the greater portion of our holiday in there. But I wanted to, this is our fit now. Okay, that's going to be an excellent fit on this impeller. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it a little chamfer right here, and then we're going to dress this backside here. What we're looking for. Alright, we're just taking our regular boring bar, which also makes a good face insert in there, and we're just coming across the face, but we're able to reach right in there and do a face cut across this, really trim that braise build up there. We are. We're just starting to pick up the cast iron right now. Alright. I'm going to take like a 10,000 skim across there now. Alright, we're ready to go put the keyway in it. Alright, we got our first wear ring set up in the well positioner here. And basically I'm just using this to hold this at a certain diameter. And I measured the old rings there in a position and created and made sure that I had enough material on the OD. And then I got this split. And then I leave it, this is about a 1/4 inch gap. It might be a little bit heavy, but I can go ahead and fill that in with the Heliarc and have the ring closer to size and just being able to machine it, press it on, and then turn it once the impeller is set up on the shaft. Alright? So I got this held down and clamped right now just so that when this welds together, everything's going to be in a level plane. I'm just adding a little bit to both sides, kind of stitching it over. go ahead and just kind of eyeball it, make sure that it's going to be the right size inside and outside for machining to turn a true round press fit on. Alright, now we're on the second one here. This is just a little bit bigger ring. And the gap is a little bit smaller. Check the fit on this one. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to seal this up on the inside, and then I'm going to roll this around. I'll do a full penetration down to the root on the other side, and then we'll do the other ring at the same while we got it here. We'll let them cool down, and then we'll be taking them into the big lathe there so that we can spin the inside in one face to be rough diameters and surface to go ahead and turn the impeller that they're going to fit on, and then we'll press fit them both on. All I did was span that groove there just so that there was enough. Actually, there's a little spot right here. I'm going to wash it back in there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to add any material. I'm going to wash, make sure that I seal this 100% so that it's going to be solid. I want the ring to become solid. Okay, now I know there's no air pockets in there. Now all I need to do is just fill that up. Now when I tighten these up here, I just brought them to where they're touching. This heats, expands, contracts, and everything else, so I'm trying to keep it as round as possible. And also too, we may be putting it in the 3-jaw a couple different directions there to make sure that we got at least the most round. Alright, here we go. We're going to fill this in now. Okay, we're just eyeballing this back and forth, same as we did the other one. And we're going to do the inside first, so that's why I set it up down here. Okay, it's a little wider, but we're just going to stitch this one across. thing here. I'm going to wash this in, making sure that I don't have any hollow spots in here. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're going to let that cool down as well. We'll release this now, just so that no pressure on it. And we got both of those completely joined together and solid, ready to go get machined. Alright, both of our rings here have cooled down. And we're just, right now what I want to do is I want to set them up on the 3-jaw, and I think we're just going to, that looks pretty darn close right there, so I just want lightly hold that on there. Let's see how we're running. You know, for a rolled and welded ring, I'm getting pretty good, actually. Okay, it's hard to believe that I got it that true. I've had some. I don't know. Here's another one here. Let's see how this one here does. Okay, I'm just getting better at it. All right, so only because I've been doing a few of these pumps over the last couple years, and I take the time to fully roll it, set it up in that 4-jaw, squeeze it in there, really checking out my dimensions and so on. I'm going to kiss this edge, and I'm going to turn down on the OD here, just not necessarily to clean it 100%, except for to maybe just get the nub off of the weld here. And I'm going to do that to both of them. Then we're going to turn these jaws around, and I'm going to hold it and prep the other side, just so that I know that I'm almost round and I have this weld off of here. And then I'm going to set these off to the side because I want to set up the shaft with the impeller. And we got a broach of keyway in the impeller because that's where I left off on that project last year. And we're going to be picking up on that, and we're going to get this pump together. I'm just coming in and taking the high spots of that weld off of here, and probably one little quick skim on it so I got a clean face. The ring is wider than what we're going to need for the wear ring. Alright, that is clean. You can see it's a little hollow over there. The weld looks good, and that's the whole thing. The whole key to this thing is creating a solid weld. You saw that one of them was 3/16 of an inch gap, the other one was over a 1/4 inch gap. Alright, now we're going to take a skim on the OD. I'll let you catch up when we get down to cutting solid round. Alright, I think we're right here. We're going to be lightly skipping on the outside here all the way around. Pretty close. touching there. The well's right here, almost skimming that off, touching a little bit there, touching a little bit there. So that's, boy, another 5 thousandths. We'll go 5 thousandths per side. I think we'll probably let that fly. Getting there, cleaning up to 100%. Okay, I'm going to bring you in here closer. Okay, right there was our weld. Of course, how light it is, you know that we're going to be touching out at all three of those points there of the jaws. Okay, but that's pretty darn close for just barely starting to skip all the way around, take another 5 thousandths and almost have it, you know, clean up that way. All right, we're gonna go ahead and kiss the chamfer right on the edge there with our D&MP. We'll probably put that in, yeah, maybe, or I'll swivel this head around. Either way, and we're gonna put the next ring in there. Okay, we're on our we're broaching out this keyway here for the shaft keyway to fit into this impeller, and we're on like our second or third pass here. And this is a brazed bore that we did on this impeller here so that we wouldn't have a rusting scenario once it's in use. Pretty close. I'm going to take a measurement on this one. Let's see if we can get this way. You need one of them real short scales, and or we can flip it over on the other side there, but we want 5/32 here. But it really looks like it. Alright. Yeah. Alright, spider webs. Alright, our keyway is complete. And what's nice too is all the way around, all surfaces on that keyway, we've got the bronze. Now there's a couple little porosity spots in there, but we're not really concerned because we got a good fit all the way around here. Alright, we're going to deburr that. We're going to get this mounted on the shaft, and then we're going to start machining the diameters here for a diameter that will be able to create a press fit for rings to slip on here so that this surface is stainless. And by having this surface stainless steel here, we don't have a loss of diameter off the impeller as fast as it would be if we just left it like it was, because this is a high wear area with the sand and salt water and all that they're pumping. Every day they go out, they pump salt water for the whole day, they come back in, they shut this pump off, and it sits until the next day. Okay, it doesn't get rinsed out with fresh water, it doesn't do any, it's constantly, its whole life, pumping salt water all day and then sitting at night. So half of this is exposed to air during the night, and that's kind of why we're just doing the two different extremes of adding on to this cast iron. Why are they using this? Everybody's going, yeah, you can run a stainless steel, a bronze, a monel. There's all kinds of pumps that last longer, but they're higher dollars, and that money is not available in the fishing industry. Okay, what we're doing now is we're turning those inside rings for a predetermined press fit that we'll be machining the new impeller to match somewhat this old. We know what the OD of these wear rings run at in the pump itself now, and we know by scale measurement where we were and how much meat is here, and we're comparing that with the new impeller. And so what we're going to do is, we've got one almost done now. We're within the next final cut, and then we'll be pulling it out, and we'll put the other one in, and we will rough that out. After that, we will go ahead and put in our impeller here, and we're going to turn the rough diameters for a press fit for these rings, and then we will heat shrink them on, and then we're going to assemble the impeller on the shaft and do all the final turning as a rotating unit. So I'm going to get back to finishing up on these rings, and we'll catch up with you when we get ready to install these rings on. Now, because we're turning these rings as a press fit to the impeller, we're holding these thin rings in a 3-jaw. And there's a little bit of pressure that's probably gonna, when we release them, they're gonna be 3-sided egg. Basically is the best phrase I like to put to it. But while it's in there right now and we're turning it, we got a true diameter. So that's where you take down the dimensions, miking it up, writing those dimensions down, and then considering that your go-to figure for your amount of press fit. Don't pull the thing out and have it egg-shaped and then try to guess what it is. While it's being held round and it's turned true, that's when you go ahead and make your dimensions. So we're getting ready now, and I think we got another cut on this one here, and we're going to be switching it out to the next ring. Okay, we're set up here. We basically just had this shaft stuck in here so that we can prove that we're running through with our cut here with our shaft run out. So that's kind of why we have it set in here. It's stuck in the board in the center, and then we position our impeller to run through with the shaft. So when we get these rings pressed on, bare minimum cleanup on the outside of the rings to get them to size, and run through and then face them off. Getting ready. We got our 2 rings. We're gonna heat shrink them on each side, and then let them cool down on the impeller, and then we'll be setting up the impeller on the shaft to machine all the surfaces and face these off to the right length. So what we're doing, torch, we're already on. I've set my inside micrometers, and I have those dimensions written down so that when this passes through, I know that it'll slip right over the end of it there. Alright, before I was interrupted with the phone call, hey Zev, we were showing you that we mic out the inside there, and we set that to the diameter that we know that'll fit, and when I can put this down in there and rattle it around, I'll know that that had grown large enough to drop on there. Alright, and of course I don't need these on until I go to pick it up, and I'm not going to be able to go like this with them on either, and have the, you need to have the feel. Alright, so it's been about a week since I had these on. enough. But I like to make sure that I have enough. This is pretty good. I'm going to keep the heat on while I get my gloves on.